Hey YouTubers, what's up? Fantasticville here in New Braunfels. It's almost the end of October. It finally got cold here in New Braunfels, Texas, or Central Texas area. It's about 44 degrees today. I'm at the New Braunfels Fire Station Museum. This was the fire station number 1 here in New Braunfels. The website says it's open. Thing is, it's not manned, so you have to go over to the newer fire station number 1 on 169 Hill Street. Ring their doorbell and then they'll let you in. But a little description of the historical marker. The New Braunfels 1918 fire station. In February 1871, Rudolph Wibrecht of the New Braunfels Tverine Gymnastic Society proposed a resolution to organize a fire brigade. Fighting fires remained difficult hour until June of 1886. We established a water mains, 20 hydrants, and a city volunteer fire department. Once the city acquired a fire engine in 1913, attention turned to construction of a fire station on September 11, 1917. Voters passed a bond to erect a new building. The city chose this site from land donated by Ernest and Jesse Sipple. San Antonio Sipples also got an elementary school named after it in Cibolo, Texas, if anybody's looking for that. San Antonio architectural Leo Dillman drew up the plans, and the city awarded the building contract to A.F. Miller of New Braunfels with construction completed in May 1918. The building served as fire station number 1 until April 1987 when a new station was built next door. The idea of converting the 1980 station was the museum came from the battalion chief and museum has grand opening in 1995. This is a historical marker in 2018, so 100 years afterwards.
Alright.
No problem.
I'm Kellen, by the way.
Oh, Jose. Nice to meet you. Jose.
Where are you from?
Well, originally I'm from Brownsville, Texas, but I live out in Marion.
Okay.
So, on my day.
Photos of all the previous chiefs. It's a requirement to have a really nice mustache. You can see. So, this is our old reporting book. So they used to handwrite everything. This is back in the 1940s. So up here we have the day that
Oh wow.
Japan surrendered.
And then VE Day.
Yeah.
Cool.
Back before we had like the diesel powered engines that we have now, it was all hand carts.
Okay.
So they would spool up all of their hose on a cart and then run with that to the scene, and then a horse-drawn carriage would bring the steam engine. Then they would have to hook everything up, and we still have our original hose carts in there. So, and then we got an old. This is an old water main. So when they were doing San Antonio, redoing San Antonio Street, they were digging up a bunch of these wooden pipes, and Chief Brinkater was talking to him and saying, "Hey, I want one of those so that we can put it in our museum, because those are wooden water mains."
Yeah.
So this is what back then they would run to the call. They'd have to go out into the street, dig a hole, go down, drill a hole, and then that would fill the hole with water. They'd run the hose. See, then these three helmets are for the 3 line of duty deaths the New Braunfels had. And those are the photos right there. Do you know where Naglin's Bakery is here in New Braunfels?
Yes, I've driven by it.
So this is Naglin's Bakery right here.
Okay.
So Naglin's, this is now a parking lot.
Okay.
So Ernest Alves died. Here's our first line of duty death at this fire. Building collapsed on him. He died a couple days later. Here's our first one. Nolt died at a Swiftwater call. He was walking down the street going to help someone and stepped on a manhole cover and went underneath the
damn.
the road, and then Hartwick died from medical complications. I don't know if it was a heart attack or what, but something on duty. But all the stuff in here is all New Braunfels Fire Department. I'm pretty sure, except for that German helmet back there, that glow in the dark helmet. I don't know if you've ever seen a glow in the dark fire helmet, but. So these are all original New Braunfels apparatus. This car right here is our first chief car.
This one?
Yeah. So it was, you know, the fire department red with all the stuff on it. At some point it got sold or something, and a car collector ended up with it. He restored it to the factory settings, or, you know, arrangement of it.
Yeah.
Took it around the country, car shows, antique car shows, won a bunch of trophies for it.
Still operates.
I don't know if it'll operate right now. I think they drained all the fluids and stuff because it was on a trailer. But when he died, his daughter was going through his estate and found the title for this car, and it says property of New Braunfels Fire Department. And she called the fire department and said, hey, I think I have one of those old cars. And so she's letting us keep it here. She said we're allowed to restore it to the fire department stuff. We can repaint it, put lights on it the way they had it and everything. And then when, you know, she dies, she'll leave it to the fire department. So
Wow.
it's really cool. The old wooden spokes,
Yeah.
the wheels.
And how it started didn't have a crank, right? Like the
It had a key.
regular cases
Yeah.
ignition.
Yeah. It's crazy how small it was too.
Yeah, I don't think most of us would fit in there.
People were just smaller.
They were
back
just
then.
thinner and skinnier.
Basic, super basic hand cart, and that one back there was like your Rolls Royce of hand carts. They carried all your tools with you. It had a built-in bell. It had holders for stuff. It carried a nozzle at the front. So it had a hand crank, so you didn't have to sit here and turn these by hand. You could just go back there and crank it instead of having to like move the whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, back then, you know, they would hook the horses up to the steam engine, and then the guys would pick these up, and then there's these little eyelets for rope. They'd put that rope around them, and then they'd run to the fire scene.
Yeah.
I bet that was miserable. Yeah. Doesn't sound fun.
No.
The boat was a lot smaller back then, though, so.
Yeah.
This is our 1927. 1931, sorry.
1931?
France. Ladder truck. This is the first ladder truck New Braunfels got. And I love to play this game. Just guess the year it came out of service.
Probably 60s.
What do you think?
Boy. I mean, I'll say 71?
81.
What?
Yeah.
Still used to 1981?
1981. X,
Yeah.
I think, drove it.
Oh my
I don't know if he drove it to the call, but he said that he had driven it. I think.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Keep the engine running, you're still good, man.
Probably.
And this one's a little
1954.
54.
Yeah. And this one still runs. This one still pumps. This one technically could go to a call.
To a call still?
If it did,
Oh.
that's a bad day.
Yeah, it's a bad day.
It's I've never driven it, but I've heard it's not fun to drive. It's got some weird stuff with the gearbox. You have to double clutch it, a bunch of
Roll forward.
yeah. But it's a beautiful truck. This is our parade truck, the funeral truck, so we'll use this for, you know, Santa going on his parade. We'll throw him in the back. It's much more
Oh, yeah.
fun to
nice.
do it that way rather than strapping up to the ladder truck and driving them around.
Even this, even for the 50s, there's not a lot of room in there.
Nope.
Hmm.
You ever seen a ladder like this?
No.
So it's real popular in Europe. It's called a pompier ladder. And the way it works is it goes from the outside of the building. Well, most ladders do, I guess, right? But
Yeah.
it hooks onto the windowsill and then you climb up, and then you would sit on that windowsill, pull the ladder back up, and then hook it onto the next one, and then you would just scale the building from the outside. That sounds scary.
It is.
Yeah. So this is a 1925 REO Speed Wagon. It's where the band got their name.
REO Speed Wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, another little smaller horse car.
It's nice.
I'm not really going to talk about it too much, but if you look above that 1954, do you see those holes in the ceiling?
Yeah.
So they used to have horses, a set of horses would come in here, and they would have them hooked up to the steam engine that's set here, and then, or almost hooked up, you know, they'd have everything like set up and ready to go, and they would hang their harnesses from the ceiling. And one night, firefighters were upstairs sleeping, and the horses downstairs were just losing their mind, just going nuts. Hey, go down there, I think there's a raccoon or something in the bay. So they go down there, they can't find anything. Maybe they're just pent up, they just need, you know, they're antsy, they need to go get get some energy out. So they hook up the horses, they climb on the thing, open up the doors, and the horses take off. You know, they hook up the steam engine because they're trying to wear them out. So they hook up the steam engine, take them for a nighttime run, and the horses are just going like hell. And they pull up, and there's a house on fire.
Damn.
It smelled the fire, and then woke everyone up.
Yeah, they say animals know stuff before everybody else does.
Yeah.
Huh.
And years later, when they were selling those horses for it was time to retire, they were going to put them out to pasture. And a local milkman was like, hey, like, I need some new horses for my milk cart. I want to buy horses for you. No, like, we're going to retire them. They've worked really hard. You know, let them kind of have a nice, easy life. He's like, they're going to be hanging out, walking around town. Like, what better, easier life? Well, he's making his deliveries one day, and all of a sudden, they just take off. He can't get them to stop. They're not listening to anything. He's spilling milk everywhere. Yeah, and they pull up, and all the firefighters look over at this milk truck pulling up, you know, like, what are you doing here?
They showed up.
The next day, he showed up and was like, all right, take them back. I don't want them.
And then the old pole.
Yeah, we still have stations that have them. Station 2 and Station 3. Supposedly they took all the fire poles out because firefighters kept falling down and hurting themselves. So then they decided to make them walk downstairs, which turns out is not much easier in pitch black. So some departments are going to slides, but if you're a self-respecting firefighter, you're actually a fire pole. Interesting fact. So Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, California, they still use all wooden ladders on all their apparatus. And bucket, that black one. And then they started finding out that whenever they would need the fire bucket that was supposed to be filled with water, it was never where it was hung, where it was supposed to be hung. And they were finding them in stalls, you know, garden beds, repotting flowers, feeding pigs, all that kind of stuff. People were just using them for stuff around the house. So they started shaping them like that, so you had to hang them. Made them so inconvenient to use that you had to use them for water.
Yeah.
So,
That was smart.
yeah. Then you got all your old hydraulic tools down here, Jaws of Life, first run Jaws of Life. Our new ones are really not that much lighter than these, I feel like. They're less awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're at least lighter than this one. Yeah, that's a lift with your legs kind of one.
So those glass bulbs, I don't know if you've ever seen any of those. Those are old fire sprinklers, basically. So there's a pin inside. When things get heated up, it releases the pin, it breaks the glass. That drops this chemical that's in it that puts out the fire. It works by displacing the oxygen in the room, which is awesome. It does a really good job at putting out the fire, but it also does a really good job at
I've seen something like this at someone's estate sale before.
yeah. So when they break, it releases hydrochloric acid or Sorry, not hydrochloric. Phosgene.
Phosgene?
Yeah. Which is not good for your lungs.
No.
So, kids be playing in the house, break one in, or at the store, break one and get phosgene gas.
Back when we were kids, you had the mercury in the thermometers.
Yeah.
Things that you had around the house and.
And lead painted cribs.
Lead paint, everything. Yeah. And if you leave a little baby out there long enough, they start gnawing on it.
Yeah. Behind that fire bucket right there, there's a little yard stake that says New Braunfels Fire Department. So I don't know if that's one of the markers, but back before the insurance days, where you like your home insurance, fire, flood, whatever, you had to make your selections. You had to pay the fire department directly, and they would put the stake in your yard. So when they would pull up, they saw a stake. Oh, okay, perfect. They've paid their dues. Let's go put the fire out. If you didn't have that stake and you hadn't paid up, you had to negotiate price with the fire department before they put out your fire.
Yeah.
So like up in, questions?
No, just came by, looked. I know I saw you guys still have a band. I know there was a firefighting band. I saw pictures from 1907 at that same location.
So, I don't know about the firefighting band. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Where'd you see
there's.
photos of that?
I actually saw them at the Christus Santa Rosa.
Oh yeah.
Inside their cafeteria area. They have a lot of old pictures of the city, and it said 1907 New Braunfels Fire Department band, and I had them lined up like this.
Bagpipe guys and stuff like that, or was it just like a
regular
like
brass band? Brass
Oh
band.
wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool. So we do have a pipes and drum guy, nonprofit crew. So they'll go around the country.
Yeah, I
playing
saw that. Yeah.
For funerals. They have our pub walk that we do every year. They have a float that they do. The St. Patrick's Day pub crawl is probably the most popular. Man, it gets rowdy. That's pretty much it.
All right, no problem. You guys have a swim team too?
I don't know if we have a swim team. Those look like the hose cart racers.
There's your band, the one I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Sure enough.
Huh.
The picture over there is like a lot larger, but yeah, that's it right there, 1907.
That's cool. Yeah, so these guys in the white rompers, basically, those are our hose cart race teams. So
okay.
picture of them right here hooked up to the hose carts. Getting ready for either a training or going to a race. And you can see the old stables back.
And that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they would have all their supply hose or hand lines hooked up to their hose cart. And this is like a race cart.
Yeah.
Because it's not, if you look at the ones that we have in the bay,
They're a lot bigger.
it's got big wooden wheels. Yeah. These are like bicycle tires. They've like, it's a souped up hose cart, like, it's got like flame paint on and stuff. That's cool. I didn't know about the band.
Yeah, right there.
Now was it the Christus?
The
New
Christus
Braunfels,
Santa Rosa?
Right
by
Schlitterbahn?
Schlitterbahn.
Huh.
If you go inside their cafeteria area, they have some right there and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like that's the
There's the
the Chief's car.
Chief's car. Huh. Kind of cool. All right. Have a good day, guys.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. 1918. Arbach. Clemens. Cornerstone. Dauphine. Just do a walk around real quick. The rest of it. The back. Nice little tour. Actual firefighters take you on the tour. It's just kind of interesting. Again, this location, if you kind of want to do 2 museums. Ooh, it's windy too. Across the street there, that's San Antonio. That's the railroad museum over there and stuff like that. And then the railroad crossing. Well, y'all, like I say, it's a little cooler today. Second, almost 2 days before October finishes. I'm over here at the fire station number 1, the fire station museum in New Braunfels, Texas. You see the cornerstone behind me and stuff. If you like this video, go and like, share, subscribe. Have a good day. Adios.